This is Professor I Am Pedantic, speaking for Piano Teacher Press. The Discovery Piano System Book 2A is what I would call high primer material. Let me explain. The Discovery Piano System was originally written for a young 4- and 5-year-old beginner, and the need for a more spacious and leisurely pacing of the introductory reading materials was in order. So with this young of a beginner in mind, the Discovery Piano System has devoted 3 books to what would be traditionally called primer material. We wanted to give students this more spacious and leisurely pacing for the purpose of giving this young age beginner more time to absorb the complex notational language of music. We feel this more leisurely pace of learning results in more secure learning. Moving a 4- and 5-year-old beginner too quickly out of primer level material too often results in the need to repeat the same information because the learning hasn't been fully absorbed by the student. So the basics of reading music presented in the Discovery Piano System Book 2A is set at a leisurely pace, giving the student and the teacher enough time to thoroughly master the essentials of basic piano playing. Now, Book 2A, compared to Books 1A and B, begin using the standard F and P for soft and loud, instead of the L and S that was used in Books 1A and 1B. Also, Book 2A presents some elementary slurring of notes. These are mostly 2-note slurs or 2/8 quarter note groupings. Now, Book 2A features several compositions of only one dynamic level. Some pieces are completely soft, others are completely loud. Before learning to contrast dynamics, students must learn to individually produce a clear loud sound or a clear soft sound at will. So, throughout this volume of the Discovery Piano System, students are sometimes asked to master producing an individual soft and loud sound, as well as several opportunities to learn pieces that contrast loud and soft. This is just one example of taking advantage of the leisurely pace of learning that is a main feature of the Discovery Piano System. Now, Mr. Severino will go over more detail in several of the selections found in the Discovery Piano System Book 2A. Mr. Severino. Thank you, Professor Pedantic. Babies Sleeping. Babies Sleeping is a piece to develop a gentle, quiet tone. This piece is marked piano from beginning to end. Earthrise. This composition makes students aware of multiple meters, in this case 4/4 to 3/4. This piece also asks the student to make a distinct difference between their piano sound and their forte sound. Cant Stop. Cant Stop gives students their first experience in using a staccato touch. Tied in knots. Tied in knots introduces the tie, but it uses the tie in a way it is often used in music, to indicate syncopation. Measures 1 through 8 is a non-syncopated version of the syncopated measures 9 through 16. I used this piece to give students an elementary example to demonstrate the effect that the tie has in creating syncopation. Soft Shoes. This tune reminded me of the quality of the songs used for soft shoe or tap dancers. It is also a piece contrasting loud and soft, the F and the P. I Just Made a Friend. This little tune uses the same rhythmic eighth note pattern 9 times in the course of this very short piece. I mention this to students to help them see various patterns in their music to make learning easier. I feel if you help students see patterns in music that helps the music become easier to learn, in time, they will seek out finding patterns in their future music to make their job of learning music as easy as possible. Folk song. This folk song is of the popular tune Amaryllis. It is presented in 2 different keys, the key of F and the key of G. I think it is important for students to learn some of their pieces in various keys, because this will become an important part of their future learning. For example, in the different keys given to the themes of a sonata or a sonatina. Shortening bread. Shortening bread introduces the student to some longer eighth note groups. This piece is also presented to the student in 2 different keys. Ladybugs. This piece is a review piece. It reviews the rhythmic groupings of 8/8 quarter and also reviews contrasting dynamics, F and P. At this time, the student should be able to begin to make a distinctively different sound between their F dynamic and their P. The Plum Street Sky. The Plum Street Sky is preceded in the Discovery Piano System Book 2A by another piece called Yellow Flowers. These two pieces use the same melody except that Yellow Flowers is in C major and the Plum Street Sky is in C minor. It is important for students to see the change that occurs when only one or two pitches are changed in a piece of music. This creates an entirely different mood. Students are often intrigued how such a little thing, like changing all the E's to E flats, can make such a big change in the sound of a piece of music.